In this video is the part 2 of the trigonometric functions of general angles that starts in reference angle and reference angle theorem. The next topic is about reference angle. Since we have learned where we can find the reference angle, now here we will learn how to get the value of the reference angle. So let us define again. Let theta denote an angle that lies in any of the quadrants. The acute angle formed by the terminal side of theta and the x-axis is called the reference angle for theta, or denoted by theta sub r. So if the angle lies in quadrant 1 and it's already acute, so the reference angle is the given angle theta. And if the angle lies in quadrant 2, so the reference angle is this part. It is formed as the terminal side and the x-axis, and it's always acute, then this reference angle can be found by subtracting the angle theta to 180 degrees, or pi minus theta when the given angle is in pi radian. And when the angle lies in quadrant 3, so the reference angle is an acute angle formed by the x-axis and the terminal side. So this part is the reference angle. And we can find that since it's more than 180, so it's angle minus 180 degrees, or theta minus pi. And then when the angle is in quadrant 4, like this, so the reference angle is this acute angle formed by the x-axis and the terminal side. And the formula is, since it's more than 180 but less than 360, so 360 degrees minus theta, or 2 pi minus theta. So take note that this formula here is used when the given angle is a positive angle and less than 360 degrees. Now let us apply finding the reference angle for each of the following angles. Note that if the angle is more than 1 revolution or 1 rotation, then find the coterminal angle first. So for the first angle is in pi radian, which is pi over 5, and pi over 5 is in quadrant 1. And since this pi over 5 is an acute angle, so the reference angle will be the same, which is pi over 5. For letter B, theta, which is equal to negative 70 degrees, negative means direction. So it's a clockwise direction, and so negative 70 degrees is in quadrant 4. Even this is negative angle, this 70 degrees is an acute angle, meaning the reference angle is the acute angle formed by this x-axis and the terminal side, means this measures 70 degrees. You do not need to change this to its coterminal angle or changing to positive angle before finding the reference angle. It is clear that this negative 70 degrees, this negative is only the direction, and 70 degrees is an acute angle. So that's the reference angle. Then for letter C, 2 pi over 3, it lies in quadrant 2. So when it is in quadrant 2 and the angle is in radian, so the reference angle, you can use pi minus the angle. So you will get pi minus 2 pi over 3, which is equal to pi over 3. This measures pi over 3. And then for letter D, the angle is 290 degrees. And this 290 degrees is more than 270 but less than 360. So it lies in quadrant 4. So when it is in quadrant 4, so you will subtract this 290 to 360 degrees. So your reference angle is 360 minus 290 degrees, which is equal to 70. So this measures 70 degrees. And for the next angle, which is in radian, negative 5 pi over 6. This negative 5 pi over 6 is not an acute angle, but this is a negative angle, means clockwise direction. So if we will locate that, the angle will be here. So this is the clockwise direction. So the angle is in quadrant 3. So we cannot use the formula because this is a negative angle. So if you want, you can change this first to its coterminal angle, which is adding 2 pi in the given angle. So we will now get 7 pi over 6. This 7 pi over 6 and this negative 5 pi over 6 are coterminal angle, means they have the same terminal side. Then, so we can now find the reference angle of this 7 pi over 6. So 7 pi over 6 is also in quadrant 3, so we can now use the formula theta minus pi. So the reference angle will give us 7 pi over 6 minus pi, which is equal to pi over 6. Another way of finding the reference angle for this negative 5 pi over 6, since we have pi over 6, meaning the pi which is clockwise direction, this is the pi in clockwise direction or negative pi, we have to divide this into 6 equal parts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So the last one is here. Now, if we need 5 pi over 6, 5 pi over 6, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pi over 6. 5 pi over 6 is somewhere here. And we know that the cut is pi over 6, so the reference angle here is pi over 6. The next angle is in degrees, which is equal to 910 degrees. So here, since this 910 degrees, this is more than one revolution, so we have to find the coterminal angle first. And the coterminal angle for this is 910 minus 360 and then another 360, which is equal to 190 degrees. Then if we will graph 190 degrees, it's more than 180 that lies in quadrant 2. Then we can now find the reference angle for that since it's in the third quadrant, so theta minus 180, which is 190 minus 180 is equal to 10 degrees. So 10 degrees is the reference angle of 910 degrees. I know that you find it hard in finding the reference angle when the given angle is in pi radian. But actually, finding the reference angle when the angle is in pi radian is the easiest way. But provided this angle in radian is in simplest form to be able to do this. So I will show you the pattern or a shortcut for this. So if the given angle is 7 pi over 6, its reference angle is this pi over 6. If the angle is 3 pi over 4, the reference angle is pi over 4. And if the given angle is 8 pi over 3, the reference angle is pi over 3. And if the angle is negative 5 pi over 6, even it's a negative angle, the reference angle is pi over 6. But if the given angle is 3 pi over 2, then the reference angle, there is none. Because this 3 pi over 2, this is a quadrantal angle. We know that the reference angle must be a positive acute angle. So it means when the given angle is 3 pi over 2, there is no reference angle. Or even pi over 2, there is no reference angle because both of these are quadrantal angle. Now for the next topic is about reference angle theorem. This reference angle theorem is we have to make use of the concept of the reference angle. And I hope you still remember in section 7.2 that we have a complementary angle theorem, which is, we call that as a cat. So this one is a rat. So I hope you can recognize the differences between them. So to define the reference angle theorem, if theta lies in a quadrant and alpha is the reference angle of this theta, then the following equivalent expressions are equal. So for example, sine theta is equal to plus and minus sine alpha. So you can see here that the function never changed. This is sine, this is also sine, but this alpha here is the reference angle of theta. And you can see that the sign here of sine function is either positive or negative. The signs here that you can see, this depends on the quadrant in which the theta lies. For example, if theta is in quadrant 2 and the sign of sine in quadrant 2 is positive, so you have to choose a positive here. For example, in this cosine theta, and this theta is in quadrant 3, and we know that the sign of cosine in quadrant 3 is negative, so you have to choose a negative here. Let us try to apply this rat in this given example. I know that you can use calculator in finding for sine 135 degrees, but what is important here is we need to learn how to apply this reference angle theorem in finding for this value. So first, we need to know where is 135 degrees, and we know that 135 degrees is in quadrant 2. So the sign of sine in quadrant 2 is a positive. So we have to choose the positive over the negative. So sine, same function, which is sine. And then the reference angle of this 135 is 180 minus 135, which is equal to 45. So it means the sine 135 degrees is equal to the value of sine 45 degrees. Then this sine 45 degrees is equal to square root of 2 over 2. Next is cosine 600 degrees. We know that 600 degrees is more than one revolution. So first, let us find first the coterminal. So to find for the coterminal of 600 degrees, we have to subtract 360 degrees to this given angle. So we now have cosine of 600 degrees minus 360 degrees. Take note, we haven't applied the reference angle theorem here. We just find the the coterminal angle for this. Okay, so if we will subtract this, so we have 240 degrees, meaning cosine 600 degrees is the same value as cosine 240. Now, since this is less than 360, we can now apply the RAT. So in finding for this using RAT, we have to locate where is this 240. Since 240 is more than 180 but less than 270, so this lies in quadrant 3. And the sign of cosine in quadrant 3 is a negative, so we have to choose a negative, not a positive. So negative cosine of the reference angle of 240 is 240 minus 180, which is equal to cosine 60. So the cosine 240 degrees is equal to the value of negative cosine 60, which is negative half. So now let us apply the reference angle theorem in this example. For any acute angle theta, if sine theta is equal to A, then we will find the following trigonometric expressions. So here, we know that we will use reference angle theorem because the angle here is more than pi over 2. If the angle is less than pi over 2, meaning we will use the CAT or complementary angle theorem. Remember that the formula for the CAT is pi over 2 minus theta or 90 degrees minus theta. So here we can see the angles that are 4 pi minus theta, 3 pi minus theta, pi plus theta. So we will be using the reference angle theorem. So to start with, we need to know where is the location of this 4 pi minus theta. So let us draw. 4 pi is from this positive x-axis, this is pi, then 2 pi, then 3 pi, then 4 pi, then minus theta. Minus theta is a negative angle, so we have to reverse the direction or use the clockwise direction. So minus theta is this part. So this terminal side here, this is the 4 pi minus theta. And the acute angle formed by this x-axis to this terminal side is called theta. This is theta. So now, since we know that the 4 pi minus theta is in the fourth quadrant, the sign of cosecant in the fourth quadrant is a negative. So meaning, using RAT, we will use the same function. So negative cosecant of theta, because theta is the reference angle of 4 pi minus theta based on this figure. Then, since sine theta is equal to A, so we have to see the relationship of cosecant theta in sine, which is reciprocal function. So we can write this negative cosecant theta as negative 1 over sine theta. And then now we are ready to substitute this A in the value of sine theta, which is given as negative 1 over A. For the next question is sine of 3 pi minus theta. So now let us locate 3 pi minus theta. So 3 pi is, we have this pi, 2 pi, and 3 pi. Then minus theta is clockwise direction again. So we have to go on the opposite direction. So this is minus theta. So this terminal side here, this is now the 3 pi minus theta, and this location or acute angle formed by this terminal side and this x-axis is the theta. So since the angle 3 pi minus theta is in the second quadrant, and the sign of sine in the second quadrant is positive. So we will now have positive of sine of theta. This theta is the reference angle of this 3 pi minus theta. So we can now substitute since the given A is sine theta, so the answer for letter B is A. Then for the next question, cosine of pi plus theta. So let us locate pi plus theta. Pi plus theta, so it's after pi, so this is pi. Then theta is an acute, so theta is in, the pi plus theta is in the third quadrant. So this is pi plus theta, and this area here, or this portion here, is the theta. So since the pi plus theta is in the third quadrant, and the sign of cosine in the third quadrant is a negative, so this expression is equal to negative cosine of theta. This is theta because the reference angle of pi plus theta is theta. This measures theta. Now, cosine theta in relation to sine, we can use the Pythagorean identity, which is cosine squared theta is equal to 1 minus sine squared. And if we will get the square root of both sides, because we need cosine, getting square root of both sides, we will then have positive negative of a square root of 1 minus sine squared. Take note, do not distribute the square root here because there's a minus. So you cannot simplify this anymore. Now, the cosine theta is a plus and minus. Since the theta here is an acute, meaning we have to select the positive sign here. So, cosine theta is the positive square root of 1 minus sine squared, but this is attached with negative. So, negative of a square root of 1 minus sine squared. Take note, this square root of 1 minus sine squared theta is a negative because this is already with negative. This negative is not the negative here. So, since we have changed to sine, we can now substitute the a in the value of sine theta. So, we will now have negative square root of 1 minus a squared. In this example, given cosine alpha is A and sine alpha is B, and alpha is a reference angle, means it is an acute angle, write below expression in terms of A and B and express the answer in simplest form. So the given is cosine 3 pi plus alpha plus tangent pi over 2 minus alpha. In the first expression, it is obvious that we will be using RAT because 3 pi plus alpha is more than pi over 2. So, in using RAT, we have to locate the terminal side of this 3 pi plus alpha. So, let us draw. This is pi, then 2 pi, then 3 pi, plus alpha is a positive angle, so we will continue the direction of counterclockwise, and alpha is an acute, so this is the alpha. So the terminal side that will be formed here is the 3 pi plus alpha, and the acute angle formed by this terminal side to the x-axis, that is the alpha. So, the 3 pi plus alpha is in quadrant 3, and we know that the sign of cosine in quadrant 3 is a negative. So, this cosine of 3 pi plus alpha is negative cosine of the reference angle. The reference angle of 3 pi plus alpha is alpha based from this figure. And take note, when we're using RATs, we have to use the same function. So this is the first expression. Now for the second expression is tangent of pi over 2 minus alpha. Since we have this pi over 2 minus alpha, meaning this pi over 2 minus alpha is less than pi over 2, means we can use the complementary angle theorem or CAT. In using CAT, we have to change this tangent to its cofunction, which is cotangent. So this is equal to cotangent of this second angle, which is alpha. Now, so this expression is now equal to negative cosine alpha plus cotangent alpha. And the given is A is cosine alpha and B is sine alpha. So we have to change the second expression in terms of sine and cosine, which is equal to cosine alpha divided by sine alpha for the cotangent alpha. And then now, we can now change in terms of A and B, which is equal to negative A plus A over B, or we can write this in one the same denominator, which is negative AB plus A divided by B.